Hi
guys.
everybody.
So we just got home from the quarterfinals of AGT, and we wanted to make a video of our experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll just start off by talking about the emotions, because that was, I think the emotions were the hardest part to get over.
The emotions were high.
Yeah, it's like,
Things were tense. Yeah.
I think one of the reasons why it was like, so just so you guys know, this was probably the most stressful week we've ever had in our life.
Yeah, and we've been doing this full time, like the whole time we've been married. So 7 years. The only jobs that we've had is working as performers, which, I mean, in the beginning it was hard. We had to work really, really hard to get there, and we're always hustling as professional artists. So you would think that since we've been doing this for a while that we wouldn't be so nervous, but you have tens of millions of people watching this one moment, so. And
I think the reason what made it so nerve-wracking is because of what happened in judge cuts over the summer. When we fell, and there was so much hype leading back up to us coming back in the quarterfinals, and everyone knew, that we were probably going to be doing the blindfold drop again. And so we practiced it, we trained it, we got it to where we knew we would catch it, but still, it's like, what if?
Yeah, you still don't know what can happen. If like the lights are slightly different, and that night there were some tech issues, but luckily with our act everything was fine.
And it was actually way more, it was a lot hotter in the theater than what I was expecting. Yeah. I mean, we're in the Dolby Theater, surely they have air conditioning. But
with the lights and all the people that are in there watching it.
And because we chose to have ground fog to cover the mat and stuff, so it just looked so, the flooring looked so cool. With the ground fog, you can't have any air blowing, so we had to turn the air off. So then we're like, oh crap, I don't know if this is a good idea.
And Tyce sweats a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Yeah, I sweat a lot.
But he sweats more than anyone else I know.
So it was super nerve-wracking because we knew we had to catch that drop. And it's live.
If I would have fallen, so basically we went all summer performing in Europe, doing that same trick, not blindfolded, but doing that same trick every night, and we caught it every time.
Yeah.
But I still could fall.
Yeah. So it was super nerve-wracking. We don't get a whole lot of time on stage, so basically the way our week worked is we got out there Monday, and we had Monday through Friday training at a studio in LA. So that was really nice to have that. So we were able to train in the studio. Saturday we did a rig test. We just kind of tested the rig to see if it was safe. And then Sunday was full blocking, so lights, sound, everything, cameras, everything. As it would be on stage for the show. And we did 2 run-throughs, and then that's all we did. So stage time, we had 2 run-throughs, and then Monday was off, and then Tuesday was the show. And so super nerve-wracking, but kind of the events leading to the show. So Tuesday we had one more rehearsal with everybody so that we knew how the show was gonna go. And then we were last. We were the last ones to perform. So that makes it even more nerve-wracking because you have the whole show.
Sometimes in the show, when we do a show, sometimes it's better just to be the first act because you get it over with. You get it done, and then you have the whole rest of the show to watch everyone else perform and have a good time. But with this show, since we were last, the whole show we're just sitting there ah.
And they want to be able to do as many interviews with you as you can. And it's really, that makes it even more nerve-wracking because you've got cameras, they're wanting to interview, they want to ask you how you feel, they want to know what you're thinking right now. And you know, of course, you're just like super nervous and super distracted, and it's hard to focus, and so that made everything even more nerve-wracking being the last spot. But when we went on stage, we started performing. My nerves sort of, they kind of go away a little bit once we start performing, because I'm too like focused on what I'm doing. But as soon as we did the blindfold drop and we caught it, for me it was like the routine was basically over. So once we caught it, I'm like, we're good, like we're set. Then the rest of the routine went really well. So I don't know, that's kind of how everything felt. It was just like super nerve-wracking leading up to the actual moment. Once it was done, we felt great. It was like the biggest weight lifted, felt amazing. I didn't feel as relieved as I thought I was gonna feel, because I think like subconsciously,
Jax.
I was like suppressing this moment.
Yeah.
I think like in my head, I was like completely suppressing the day of the show. So then once it was over, I almost forgot that it happened. It was really strange. But I woke up the next morning, and that's when everything felt so much better.
Come here, baby.
Come here. Come
What's
be
it?
in the
Oh,
video.
did you hit
Look,
your
bub.
toe?
Look, you're gonna be in the video, dude. Oh, that's baby Jax. Say hi. Hi.
I think he bonked his toe.
Say hi.
Oh, he bonked his toe.
So yeah, we woke up. So the show was Tuesday. Woke up Wednesday. Felt way better. Felt 100%. And then Wednesday was result days, and kind of felt like no nerves. Like wasn't scared, wasn't nervous. Felt fine until we got back on stage.
Yeah. Once we got back on stage, that's when I was like,
So we got back on stage, and they started creating like the hype again. And Jax, just be in the video. Look, check it out. You're in it. You're in it, dude. You're in it.
he's tired, so he's being weird.
So yeah, got back on stage for results, and all the nerves came right back again. Because the show was full of great performers. We had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah. I
And
thought
so-
everyone that performed, they're so talented that, I feel like anyone could go through. Literally
Well, and you
anyone.
never know what people like gravitate to. You never know like what people like really think is awesome and what they would really vote for. So it was just like, for us, it was up in the air. I had no idea. So then results happened. We were the last again to like get to hear the results, other than the Duncan save people.
I know,
We
it's
were
scary.
the last two on stage to hear the results. And we made it through, which is super awesome, and we were like
Thank
so happy
you,
about.
everyone. No, it's really nice because we get so many messages from people saying that they, appreciate that we're doing what we do and that we want to, pursue our dreams and still have a family life, which is, what we're doing. So we really appreciate all the messages and all the support from people.
And you know what else? We really appreciate. Nobody really thinks about this, but there are like behind the scenes people, like the guys doing all of our tech stuff, like creating the lighting, our light technician, the sound technician, all the stagehands. Like those guys are pretty unreal.
The rigger is really good.
We work with Cirque du Soleil's like special events team, so we've never worked with Cirque du Soleil like in a residency show, like in Vegas or anything. We just do shows with them on sometimes when they do special events. And that was my first experience seeing like unbelievable technicians. Like these guys are unreal. They have like 150 cues each, and they're just spot on. So like that's something that is really cool to see that. The guy, his name's Paul, he was the guy rigging us. I mean, the dude's just sharp as a whip. Like he's got so much experience doing this stuff. He's leading like a team of 15 guys, and it's cool. So we're really grateful for guys that really care, about making us safe and giving us what we need. So that big thanks to those guys as well.
So we did these interviews, and a couple people asked us if the fall was a publicity stunt. And, we've been doing this our whole marriage, like working for this. We've been working, the past 7 years to put our act together, and this is what we do. So me falling in front of millions of people, that's not good publicity for us. It's not.
No.
Like, this is our passion. So why would we want to go in front of millions of people and mess up?
Like
No.
we're all about taking risks, and taking risks is part of our life, but we don't take risks like that. I mean, that's just silly. That's not our style. That's not our brand. That's not what we do. So what definitely wasn't a publicity stunt. I literally just dropped her.
It happened. It just happened.
I don't know what to say. You can call me Butterfingers, you can call me whatever, but it just
We were really, really nervous that night, and we had the fire, which was a new element, but honestly, even if there was no fire, it happened. It still could have happened without that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that it happened on that night.
Yeah.
But we appreciated, though, that people still saw the rest of the routine.
Yeah.
We put so much work into that routine, and people appreciated, the rest of the routine, they could tell we worked really hard on that, and then we had the mistake at the end.
Yeah. So something that's cool, and not because we don't like to get into all the whole motivational speeching and stuff, but something that is cool is really not giving up. So when we fell, that was a huge devastation for us, and that was kind of this dark cloud hanging over our heads for months.
Yeah, it was. That was a hard time, but I do have to say that part of what helped me get through that is, whenever I was in my early 20s, I feel like I didn't have the mindset that I have now, where if that would have happened to me back then, it probably would have been different. It would have been, my life is over because this was my dream and it ended. And though it still is our dream, it's just that I know what's really important now. And there are so many people who have worse problems than that.
Yeah.
It's such a first world problem.
Oh. Another thing that I just thought of. It's so important, and I don't think, I'm not talking to anyone directly, but anybody that says comments online and puts down these young kids in the show, most kids, most people on AGT are kids, teenagers, young kids. And we see comments online where people say such mean things to them. And here's the thing, we're both adults. I'm 30, Mary's 32. We can handle criticism. We can handle when people say that we suck. It's whatever, it's not that big of a deal. But these kids are 14 years old, and there's comments on their Facebook feeds and their Instagram feeds saying that you suck and that you shouldn't have made it through, and all this stuff. It's so messed up, and I think that's something that everybody really needs to be careful about. And just think, these are kids. They're not, they can't handle that stuff yet. I mean, maybe some of these kids, they don't care.
I mean, actually, it seems
but
they do. I mean, just the kids we've been working with.
I think, know if I was as young as they were and experiencing what we're experiencing right now, that would mess with my head. And
I'm really impressed with these kids who go on this show, and it's they're really putting themselves out there, and it seems like all of them are confident. So I'm good for you guys. I'm so glad that they're not in the back, all sad and stuff, because these kids are going out and doing something really brave, so they should be praised for that, not criticized so much.
Even if they do suck.
But they don't.
You just don't say that to these kids. Holy crap.
But what was I saying?
Well, I wanted to just kind of tie in don't give up. I don't know, it's we always hear of people that had a dream and something happened and then they stopped. And I realize that like life has its people's life takes its course, and you're sometimes your dreams can change. But just the importance of like not giving up and really pursuing what you want, because we kind of experienced that this weekend. You know, we've had a dream. AGT is one of the largest stages that you can perform on. It's one of the greatest things that we could do to boost our career. And so, you know, when we fell, we immediately thought it was over, like we were going to be laughed at, whatever.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, if that would have happened to me, 10 years ago, it probably would have been a lot different than now, because now, even though it was hard that it happened, now it's hard for me to be so depressed about it, because what really matters is that my family is safe. We have a good life. Like, we have the most supportive family ever. We've got our son who's healthy. We've got food, we have shelter, and there's all these people in the world who don't have that. So how am I supposed to sit there and be like, poor me,
Yeah.
I fell in front of all these people? No,
Yeah.
that's not a real issue. I'm sad that it happened. I wish that we would have had a perfect routine that day. But, when it comes down to it, I cannot complain.
Yeah. And when you are pursuing your passions and when you are pursuing the things you want, you better believe there's going to be stress, there's going to be anxiety, you're going to fall. Like, I mean, it's going to happen. So the important thing is that you just don't quit and you keep going. And so that's something that you always hear, that, like, everybody always says that. But like this weekend, like, we experienced it and it was really cool. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't do stuff that you want to do. Because you can.
You can.
You can do it.
I mean, people, when we first got married, we were both working in a show, diving, and the show closed. And we were like, okay, so we need to decide what we're going to do. Are we going to go get other jobs, or do we want to keep performing? And we decided to keep performing and really go for it. And there were a lot of people who thought that was weird.
Yes. Well, and like...
And I get it. I mean...
It's not very typical that you can swing around like a monkey on a trapeze bar and like make a living. That's not like a typical thing. So people don't realize, like when we say our dream is to make a living being trapeze artists, like not very many people can do that. And so, but again, it's just like goes to show, like, whatever your dream is, you can do it. You can make it happen.
Yeah, and then when we had Jax, when I found out I was pregnant, it was kind of the same thing. People were like, what are you going to do now that you have a baby? And I'm like, well, I'm going to have a baby and then keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we did.
All the girls out there, getting pregnant is not the end of your physical life. You can still, you make it what you make it. And so we decided that it wasn't going to stop us, and Mary was driven to get back in shape, and so.
Yeah, and if that's something you want to do, I think that's cool.
Right.
And then it's something, we have a lot of friends who have kids and then they want to take a break for a while, and that's great.
Yeah.
I just think, like, do what is best for you.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to, like, shoot, have dreams that are, people would say, are too big or whatever. Like, you can make it work. But I think the biggest thing is we want to really, like, say thanks to all the people that support us. We've just got so much love, like our fans on Instagram and whatever, our family, our community, like where we live. We've gotten a lot of love, and
I'm from
it's
West
really
Virginia,
cool.
though, just so you all know. I'm from West
Yeah.
Virginia. We live in Utah. Tyce is from Utah. So
It's been really cool to experience the lift from people, and people are they've been so nice to us, and we're so lucky. And so we just want to thank all of you guys that support us, that take time out of your day that voted for us.
No, like that. We really appreciate that because, you know, we've watched America's Got Talent over the years, and you know, there's been people that we've like voted for, but now, you know, as the years go on and we keep watching the show later, I'm really gonna support people more. Like, I'm gonna vote as much as I can because now I realize how much it helps people.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize that, you know, you can watch and be like, oh, I like that person, I hope they go through. But, like, they really will not go through unless you vote.
Yeah.
And the people who do that, like, we appreciate it. We get messages from families who are saying, you know, our whole family voted for you because we appreciate what you're doing. And I'm, like, so grateful because, and that they even took the time to write and tell us that is amazing.
And all the people that sent us like messages on our email and on our Facebook Messenger and stuff. It's really cool to see that. I've had so many people reach out to me and send me information about different type of eye surgeries and supplementation and stuff like that. So people that are just genuinely care. Like, it's really cool. Like, they don't know who I am. We've never met. And they take time out of their day to send me a message about something that they know, like eye medical wise. And so it's cool, like, to see that people care. And so we really appreciate that.
And the people that write us and tell us that they appreciate just seeing the love between us, you know, that's cool too.
Yeah.
It's cool that people see it and they realize that it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And they appreciate that.
We believe in true love. I think it's real.
True
We
love.
have friends that were in love when they were young, and then they split up for years. One and Sonia, you know who I'm talking about. They split up for years, and they came back together late in their life, and it's like literally true love. So I'm a believer in it.
Because of Sonia and One.
Because of Sonia and One, I believe in true love.
Not because of us, just
No.
because of them.
Right. So yeah, we do love each other, and it's cool that you guys see that, and it inspires you and stuff. So that's awesome.
I've had people ask, how do you work with your spouse?
It takes, you know what? It just takes the right personality. I kind of say, like, as long as you're not crazy, like if one of you is crazy, it's not going to work. If both of you are not crazy, you can do it. It's it's not always easy. Like, we have rough patches too. But you just, as long as you're both not like crazy people, like, you can make it work.
Well, and, you know, just think about it. Think, say we were having a hard time and you're like, you know what, we just can't make it work. We're going to end this. But we have a child together. We have our whole life that we built together. Like, just work it out. It's so much, like, the pros against the cons is like, I mean, come on, like, we split up and then we have to share jacks and split all of our stuff, and then we date other people and then realize that, like, oh, these people aren't perfect either because nobody's perfect. Oh, what a waste.
Just work it out.
Work it out.
Don't be crazy. Don't be loonies. Don't, like, live in first world problems. I feel like that's why there's so many divorces, because there's so many first world problems. Don't live your life in first world problem issues, and it'll be so much easier to stay together.
Yeah.
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 What else? I don't know.
We also had a ton of support with the actual contestants.
Oh, I love everyone.
We met they'll be some of our best friends for a long time after this. Christina, Daniel, Aaron Crow, Hans, Michael, just some truly genuine people.
I feel like Michael is an actual saint.
I know, he's an angel. Anyways, but like, we're backstage and we're all competing against each other, but there's no competitive environment. Everybody is giving each other pointers and helping each other, and like,
it's really inspiring. It's inspiring to be around all these people.
Because you've got, like, these are true artists. These are people that aren't just here to win $1 million. Like, these are true artists that want art to keep living on, regardless of the form, whether it's singing or trapeze or whatever it is. Like they want art to grow, and so these just people that are very genuine, and we kind of feel the same way. Like regardless of what your talent is or your craft, like we want to see all talented people succeed. We want artists to make a living. Like that's so important. Creativity, being an artist, creating, it's so important for that to keep existing. And you see that in these people. They really want, what's best for everyone else. But then once you're on the stage and the $1 million is in your fingertips, then you just start stabbing each other in the back.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No. Anyway, we're excited to go back, and I don't know what's gonna happen. No matter what, we're happy with how things have gone, and we're grateful.
Yeah, we're good now.
We're grateful with how
we
everything is.
redeemed the fall, so we're good now. I mean, we definitely want to keep going. We want to make it to the finals for sure. But, we feel so much better about everything. So, thanks for all your support. Bye-bye.
Bye.